there's a Ford Foundation, there's a Rockefeller Foundation, there's a Carnegie Corporation, which is actually a foundation, but it's called a corporation. And many of us actually might have gotten scholarships that have these names attached to it, right? Or if not now, maybe will in the future. Some of you might be studying in the halls that are named after these individuals. Some of you might be driving cars that have these people's names, right? Some of you might have ridden in railroads across the country that were built by people who look like people in this room across the country with the steel that the Carnegie Steel Company built and created, right? And so not only that, but you take a look at the history of these men, they were active in politics. They were active in creating policy, right? And again, shaped and built what this country is about today. So who are these people today? Who are their contemporaries today? Oh, not that guy. There goes. Bill Gates, Microsoft, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, the Bezos Family Foundation, and Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, the Zuckerberg San Francisco General, right? These are the companies that they built, and these are the social institutions behind them that are driving social change, right? Now, these three gentlemen before you are the three individuals that are the wealthiest men in technology, right? These three men combined are worth more than most industrialized nations on this planet, right? And so when you think about the Ford, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies of yesteryear, today it's Gates, it's Bezos, it's Zuckerberg, it's Sergey Brin, Larry Page, it's all of these gentlemen, right? And so their work today, the billions of dollars they're generating through innovation, through product development, across the globe, because it's not just the United States now, it's across the globe, right? These are the ones, these are the people, this is the influence that they're going to have over how we lead our lives for years to come. And so we're at the risk of missing that boat again. Because when you think about and when you read about your Rockefellers and your Carnegies and your Mellons and people like that, we are not part of that history. My story is not told through that legacy. Right? We're at a point in time in which, moving forward, again, when they recount the stories of these individuals and the influence and the things that they've done in the future, again, I'm not going to be a part of that story. Right? And think about the consequences of that in the future. Right? We're going to replicate history all over again. Right? And so we need a mosaic. Right? We need to infuse more color into this mosaic so that in the future we could get people like Dante Alvarado, who has built a company called Mentor Room and is creating a two-sided market for mentorship. We need individuals like Jonathan Jackson, who created a company, actually it's a platform called Blavity, which gives primarily African-American young professionals, millennials mainly, the avenue for them to be able to curate and create content to be able to communicate with a brand new audience, namely themselves, and do it in a way that makes sense to the next wave and the next generation of leaders to come. We need people like Laura Gomez, who built a company called Atypica that is allowing for data analysis to be done for anybody who's curious about how you hire more people of color and the biases that exist in your hiring practices. That's the kind of innovation that we need. These are the kind of leaders that we need to infuse more color into this mosaic that we're trying to build for the future, right? So the implication is not just that we're building products. It's not just that we have the latest smartphone with the 12 megapixel HD camera phone with the latest app and the latest social media network, but it's the implication of what it's going to build in the long term. The legacy that they're going to leave behind, right? There's a saying that goes something like this, and I always butcher it, but it goes something like this. If it's about us, but not by us, it's not for us. Right? And so the reason why, from a policy perspective, when I was working as an advocate, thinking about like what kind of policies we need to craft to be able to create greater economic opportunity for Latinos or Chicanos in Boyle Heights, or to be able to do job growth and job creation to young black men in South LA, How are we going to empower women to be greater contributors to the workforce and allow them to still be mothers at home? Like, these are the kinds of social questions, these are the kind of social issues that we're trying to crack. But in the meantime, right, the business community is moving forward and developing and innovating and creating things and building things, but it's still continuing to do so with a mosaic that's pretty homogeneous. And so that is the challenge I'm bringing to you today, is come join me. Come with me. Where I exist, professionally, it's lonely. I need you. We need you. We need us. If we are going to be successful in creating a mosaic that is truly going to be global, if we're going to be successful in that the next time I'm up here, I'm going to be wearing a shirt that says not just Boyle Heights, it's going to say Boyle Heights Feminist, right, then the people who are at the forefront of innovation, the people who are at the forefront of building what the future looks like, cannot just look like the homogeneous group that it is today. It needs to look like this room. So, I've been inspired and I've been truly blessed to be up here with you today, hearing the speakers that preceded me and thinking through what really truly a mosaic world looks like. And it's a mosaic world for me is one that we create. It's not one that we allow to run its current course. We talk about disruption in tech all the time. Let's disrupt it ourselves. Thank you.